Welcome to aminacademy.com. Logic, some introduction. Imagine that you are attending interview for a job. A person across the desk asks about your strengths and your reply that you are energetic, enthusiastic and willing to work long hours. Also, you are creative and innovative and you have good leadership skills. Then the interviewer asks about your weaknesses. You had not anticipated this question, but after a moment's thought, you reply that your reasoning skills have never been very good. The interviewer quickly responds that this weakness could create big problems. Why is that? You ask. Because reasoning skills are essential to good judgment, and without good judgment, your creativity will lead to projects that make no sense. Your leadership skills will direct our other employees in circles. Your enthusiasm will undermine everything we have accomplished up until now, and your working long hour will make things even worse. But don't you think there is some position in your company that is right for me? You ask. The interviewer thinks for a moment and then replies, we have a competitor on the other side of town. I hear they are hiring right now. Why don't you apply with them? The point of this little dialogue is that good reasoning skills are essential to doing anything right. The business person uses reasoning skills in writing a report or preparing a presentations. The scientist uses them in designing an experiment or clinical trial. The department manager uses them in maximizing worker efficiency. The lawyer uses them in composing an argument to a judge or jury. And that's where logic comes in. The chief purpose of logic is to develop good reasoning skills. In fact, logic is so important that when the liberal arts program of studies was formulated, logic in many institutions. Now, further, there is an ancient view still widely held that what makes human beings special, what distinguishes us from the beasts of the field, is that we are rational. What does rationality comes in? There is a vexed questions, but one possible per- response goes roughly like this. We manifest our rationality by engaging in an activities that involve reasoning, making claims and backing them up with reasons, acting in accord with reasons and beliefs, drawing inferences from available evidence, and so on. This reasoning activity can be done well and it can be done badly. It can be done correctly or incorrectly. Logic is the discipline that aims to distinguish good reasoning from bad. Good reasoning is not necessarily effective reasoning. In fact, as we shall see in a subsequent chapters, we discuss further about it. Now, further discussion, logic, some introduction. Logic is the systematic study of correct and incorrect reasoning, focusing on the principles and methods of evaluating arguments and inferences. It involves distinguishing valid arguments from faulty ones by examining how consciousness follow from premises. Formal logic uses a precise language to study the structure of arguments, while informal logic deals with arguments in natural language and often focuses on critical thinking and fallacies. Reasoning and inferences. Logic is concerned with the process of forming new beliefs based on evidence, that is, premises, and drawing conclusions from them. Arguments. Arguments are central to logic and consist of premises, the given information, and a conclusion that is supported by the premises. Distinguishing good versus bad reasoning. Logic provides the tools and criteria to assess whether an argument is sound, and its conclusion logically follows from its premises, separating correct reasoning from incorrect reasoning. Formal and informal logic. What is formal logic? Focuses on the structure and form of arguments using a precise symbolic language to evaluate deductive inference and logical truths independent of their content. Informal logic deals with arguments as they are expressed in natural language, analyzing critical thinking, informal fallacies, and argumentation theory. Why logic is important? Objective judgment. Logic offers objective criteria and techniques to rely on for making reliable judgment, ensuring conclusions are based on solid reasoning rather than emotion or habit. Critical thinking. By studying logic, one can develop strong critical thinking skills to assess information, identify flaws in arguments, that is, fallacies, and construct their own well supported arguments. Precision in communication. Logic provides a precise language to express ideas and information, especially in areas like computer science, where formal precision is crucial. So far, we discussed little about logic, some introduction. In future videos, we will discuss further detail about logics. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.